Leo, this is your love and partnership as well as general forecast reading. We're going to start with your love and partnership reading that is for January of 2016. The first card says, look around you. No matter how grey the day, there is a path to happiness. So, where your partnerships and relationships are concerned at the moment, you're having a little bit of a dark moment, shall we say. There is unhappiness deep in your heart somewhere. And the advice here is not to sit in that unhappiness, not to dwell on that unhappiness. It's there, there's no denying it. But look for the light somewhere. Look for somewhere that can lead you to a path of happiness. Look for that light and follow it. The first card up in your reading is that of soulmates and of an adventure and travel. So, this person that is possibly causing you this unhappiness at the moment is someone who is a soulmate. Now, some of you might know soulmates involve a soulmate contract, a soul contract. In other words, there is something unfinished between you. There's something major that you need to teach each other. In this experience, as that first number 3 card says, that person has broadened your horizons. They have broadened the scope of your life. They have taken you on unbelievable adventures. Because this is the purpose of a soulmate. They are to teach you about your soul. Now, they would possibly end up, some of them, breaking your heart to teach you more about yourself, what you want and what you need and what you would like to have in your life. And for some of you, it might just be a transient disappointment, great disappointment, or a heaviness or a burden that they are causing you at the moment. Next cards up is that of there is a woman involved here. Be you male or female, there is a woman and she is the center or key part to this story or the unhappiness that is happening at the moment. Understand that this is fated. This is something that has been written into your life that you need to experience. I don't want to say there's no way around it. That is not the truth. One can change fate to a certain extent. How you feel about it is one of the things that you can change. I'm really searching for the right words here for you guys. Now, one of the ways that you can change this is to accept a person just the way they are. They are who they are and you cannot change them. If you change them, it's probably going to be against their own will. They need to change in their own time. You need to love them unconditionally, and that is how you can deal with fate. And that is the advice coming through in this card. The next card is that of the moon and breathe. Now, this is about deep felt emotions, which is definitely what you guys are dealing with in your partnerships and relationships at the moment. And what it is saying is give your partnership or your relationship breathing space. Take yourself out of it a little bit, metaphorically speaking, and even physically speaking if need be. Distance yourself a little bit from this relationship so that you can give it breathing space to settle, because too much emotional involvement here is what is causing your unhappiness, and that is what we need to deal with. And breathe, genuinely breathe. Do that. Take time out to go and sit and take some deep breaths. Really, this does work with one's emotions, especially when they are hugely unsettled. So this month, Leo, there is dealing with your emotions. And the outcome of this reading is good, the whole reading. So don't let this make you too unhappy right now. Now let's move on to your general forecast. The card that comes up once again is withdraw and moon. So I'm thinking that your personal relationship is affecting your entire life at the moment. And once again, the withdraw card comes up. So you need to take a bit of a step back. Do not engage at the moment. Engaging at the moment is going to be met with no success whatsoever. The moon also speaks of that. Remove yourself from that depth of feeling or those situations which are going to have you immersed and dwelling in those feelings which will make you terribly unhappy. What it's basically saying is that maybe it's time to let go, whether it is time to let go of the person who is making you unhappy, or let go of the emotions that you have become attached to that are making you unhappy, that will be dependent on you. The next card is that of communicate and listen. What it is saying here is there's a blockage to communication. The words, the energies. So even though the two of you might be speaking to each other, there is a lack of communication. And perhaps what it's time now to do is to listen. Say less and listen more, so that you can hear what the person is trying to say. And it's most likely not in their spoken words, purely in their spoken words as such, but also in their mannerisms, in between the lines. And if you listen long enough, you'll intuitively pick up the information they are actually trying to give you. The Four of Pentacles speaks of a balancing act. So there's a fine balancing act here between listening and communicating. And this is the foundation of your relationship, which is shaky. Whether it has been shaky from the start or whether it is now going through a very shaky time, that is what it is about. And the communication or the miscommunication at the moment, considering the fact that Mercury is now in retrograde, this is not going to be particularly surprising from the 5th to the 25th of January. So when Mercury is retrograde, as one astrologer said in his reading, zip it. So zip it for a while and listen. That's going to be your best course of action. At a later stage, it will be time for you to communicate, but you will have a better understanding of what's actually going on by then. Then the final outcome here is that of Justice and the Ten of Cups. Now the Justice card says, you will get what is due to you. What is right will be handed to you. So in the end, the situation will work out for the best for you, and you will be given what is best for you. So therein lies a note of promise. The Ten of Cups speaks of letting go of everything that is holding you down so that you can spread your wings and fly. You're leaving behind those deep emotions. You're leaving behind that entanglement and that misery. So this is a very, very good outcome. You're going to spread your wings and fly, be it from the person who causes you the misery or the situation that causes you misery. You'll be able to leave that behind and move on to better times. Now your guidance cards speak of your soul is busy unfolding, evolving. So maybe on a conscious level you're having these mundane, everyday, what looks like not particularly happy experiences. But on an unconscious or on a higher level, your soul is actually moving on to a new level. And in order to do so, it learns and grows, and this is a learning and growth experience for you. Now you get the DNA karma card. Now this is very interesting. In this card they speak of your two strands of DNA. The one DNA strand is genetically styled, should we say, through generations and generations of familial experiences. And the other strand of DNA is more like your destiny. In other words, you can play a part in what happens next. You're now reaching a point in a situation, this is probably the relationship, where you may feel that familiar tug to do what has always been done, but that's not necessarily what will make you happy. You can here do what needs to be done, which is the best thing for you. Now that's destiny. Fate is dictated. You're going to follow through the steps, and the end point has already been decided millennia ago. Destiny says you can change the way you feel about this, then you will change the way you react to it, you will respond. In fact, you won't react, and destiny will take a different course. So you've reached a point where you can create destiny rather than be dictated to by fate. And the end result of this is that card with a rainbow and the musical instrument. In other words, you can create a new beautiful symphony. You can create the notes that will make a beautiful tune for you and everyone else around you to listen to. You have that ability at the moment. And then your soul path says as much. This is the grass. This is about letting go of those patterns that have been around for many, many generations. It's about loosening ties. It's about waking up the inner you, that somebody who's maybe been asleep all this time. Someone who's been bogged down by mundane and material. That message has come through for you, Leos, in the last few months, being bogged down by the mundane and the material. You guys need to elevate yourselves out of the material, out of that muddy, murky material thing. And that includes relationships that do that to you as well. You need to elevate yourselves above this. You need to find your core spirit being again. Beat drums, go outside and dance, go into a forest and sing with the birds. I know this sounds silly, but in all honesty, it is something that you need to do. You need to reawaken your spirit again. Okay, so Leo, that is your January 2016 general as well as love and partnership reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching and listening.